I'm Claire from createdtheottaway. I'm an independent demonstrator for Stampin'Up here in the UK. Thank you for joining me. This is what I'm sharing with you today. Ta-da! So what is it? Well, basically it's a Z-fold card, okay, which means it starts off life just as a normal basic card, but you fold the front piece back, and then we've added this piece, which is actually a shaker card. It's got some shaker bits in the back of it, and I will show you how to make this really simply, just from one die actually. So I think you're going to love it. The dies that we're going to use are these ones here, okay, and it's a one piece die. So what that means is you run it through your die cutting machine and it cuts out all of these letters all in one go. More about that in a moment. It's from the mini catalogue, so there's a new mini catalogue out for Stampin'Up, a new spring catalogue, and if you go to page 47 and ignore all the other wonderful goodies that's in there, there's this tiny little square here, and that says mini alphabet dies, and that's where you will see it. If you really look hard, you'll see it there as well, and on the bottom of a card, but you just sort of skim over it, so look out for that. This is one of those sets that is going to give you the best value. You'll be finding that you're using it on lots of different cards for lots of different reasons. Hopefully today I'll give you some tips and tricks along the way, and you'll be able to get the most out of your card making. Along with the mini catalogue, there is also an offer running throughout January and February with Stampin'Up called Saleabration. Yippee! Basically, that means earn free products. So if you shop with any Stampin'Up demonstrator and you have a qualifying spend, which will be different in different countries, you get to choose something from this brochure, and this, believe me, it is well worth a look. If you're already buying something, to get something for free is an added bonus. And not only that, it's also full of extra ideas for your card making, so it's really good. The reason I'm showing you that is because we are using one of the free papers today for this demonstration. It is called Sunny Days paper, and it literally is that. Okay, I'm going to quickly show you. It's got some clouds going on, some nice check going on, a little bit of rainbows, some butterflies that are sunshiny yellow, and then some sunshiny yellow paper. And this, which you could sort of use like rain, all lots of subtle colours, but if you turn it over, because Stampin'Up paper is two-sided, wow, look at those colours. Particular favourite of mine is this one, really love that one, and that one, but this is really nice. Can think of so many uses for this paper, and that's what we're going to use in our make today. Extra little tip for you: on the back of your paper, in the Stampin'Up packs, it tells you the sizes of the paper, but it also gives you a list of the colours that are in it. So pick some colours that are in your paper, and then you know that you're going to coordinate beautifully. So let me bring this card back in, and also while I'm nattering a bit, which I promise won't be for much longer, that is the size that we need, so just take a screenshot. So like I said, it's a simple Z card. We're doing the shaker bit on the front, filling it with some extra bits, adding this little raised HI for a high, and that's about it really. Really simple, easy make that you can replicate with lots of different cards. So I'm in the UK, so my base card size is 8 2/8 by 5 7/8. If you're working in centimetres, it's 21 centimetres by 14.9. This is one of those makes that is actually really easy for you to upsize and fit wherever you are. You just basically start with your base card, fold the front panel back, and then score. That's it. The die cutting bit can be any size, and you can just embellish it more or less as suits you. I like to do cards that you can really adapt and turn into your own. I get you off and running, and then I love to see where you go with it. So shall we start crafting then? I'll talk you through some of the bits I used on the way. So I'm going to need my paper trimmer to use my to make my basic card. Lots of people have been saying they use theirs in a different way to me. It's a scorer and cutter, and I use mine with the running blade on the right and my score lines along the top. So adjust yours to however you want it. I've got an A4 sheet of card, just a standard A4, and I know that for this card I can get 2 cards out of one sheet. How I do that is turn it so it's on the long side at 5 7/8, and I just make sure that that's cut in half. So I'm going to put one to one side at the moment, and I turn it round this way, and then I'm going to score at 2 1/16. So basically I'm going to find 2 inches and I'm going to go one line past it. So if you're in centimetres, it is 5.2 centimetres, okay? And I'm going to score, not cut, so make sure you've got that cutting blade out the way, okay? And then I'm going to score it again at 4 1/8, which is 10 1/2, okay? And as if on cue, I can hear my little pussycat Rosie meowing to come in. Honestly, every time I go on the video, they suddenly appear. Okay, so you just fold the front bit back, and that is your base card. No, really, it is. Okay, I'm just going to let Rosie in. Come on, Rose, quick. There you go. Okay. So what do we need to do to this card to finish it? So we're going to put a panel on the back piece here, and we're going to put a panel on this front bit here, but leave this piece just blank. So I've already pre-cut mine because I know what it's like when you're trying to watch a video, you just want to get on with it. So I've measured what this is, so I already know it's 2 1/16. So basically just think of it as 2 inches. So I've cut my panel to 1 7/8, okay, 1 7/8, and I'm going to put that on there. And then this is 5 7/8, so I've cut it at 5 6/8, which is also 5 3/4. So let's stick that on, and that will be done. Honestly, this card is super quick and easy. You'll be knocking these out all over the place. And this base card, this Z card, is just perfect for lots of different makes. You can go on and do lots of designs with a Z fold card. If you weren't making a shaker card, you could just use a die cut piece on the front. You could do all sorts. If you look at previous videos of mine, there's I think we're up to about 8 or 9 makes with a Z fold card. So that's that piece there. And then I again want a piece here, so I'm going to use the same paper, and all I've done is found the size of the back piece, and then I've done it 1/8 of an inch smaller, so just so you've got a nice border round. So for this piece I've done it 4 inches because this back piece is 4 1/8, so it's 4 inches, and I've done it by 5 3/4 the same, and I'm just going to stick that down. This is always the tricky bit because I love both sides of the paper, and I'm like, oh, do I want a contrast or do I want it to be the same paper? But in this case, because this one's really going to be covered in, and I love this side the most, I'm going to do it exactly the same. Okay, so that's just going to go in there like that. And shall we stamp that bit first, or should we do that at the end? Let's do that at the end in case you get fed up watching. Let's do the shaker bit first. So that is my base card, and I'm just going to put that to one side. Bring this back in. Okay, do you remember me saying we just need this piece? So I'm going to take a piece of white card. Where did I put that? did I decide on this colour? Let's have a look. Maybe we were going to do this colour, because that would really make it stand out, wouldn't it? Should we do that? Dun, dun, dun. Let's do this colour. I think that'd be good. So we need to work out what size this is going to be on the front. Plus we want a nice neat edge round, okay? So I've already worked out what I want it to be. So it needs to be, where did I put that? Let's have a check of the sizes. So I think it is 3 5/8. So get my paper trimmer back. Okay. If it was 3 5/8, 3 5/8. Okay. Oh, look, there's such a tiny fraction off by 5 5/8. Let's have a look. 3 5/8 by 5 5/8. Yep. So, okay, that's going to go on there, sort of centrally. So I'm going to die cut that all in one go. Did you think I'd left the country? Okay, so that's die cut. And now what happens is all of those pop out, and they do come out really easily actually. Okay, let's have a look where we are at with these. No, you don't need no pokey tool, they all have come out. Now you have a choice. You can either put those to one side and use them in another card or in a tag, or you can use them as your shaker bits for the inside. But that is the front of our card. So how do we turn this into a shaker? So we're going to turn it over. So we're working from the back side, and we need a piece of acetate. So acetate is like a clear piece of window sheet or something like that, something that you can see through. Some people use packaging. You can buy special acetate. You can buy something called window sheets, which is basically the same. You get it in different thicknesses, and you just need to find one that you love yourself, and you're going to stick that onto there. So what you need to do is make sure that it's a fraction smaller than what you need it, because you don't want it to be overhanging your letters. So I've already cut this. So literally what I did was, I knew that I wanted 3 5/8, and I've just taken the score line, the cutting line back a bit, just to give me a border all the way round, and this length is 5 5/8. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to use my Tumbo glue. Some people like to use double-sided tape, that's fine, but you don't want to put any glue or any double-sided tape where any of the letters are. So I'm just going to put it all around there, along there, and I also don't want loads that's going to squeeze out everywhere. Tombow glue is pretty strong, so you don't need too much. And as there's a clear line in between my letters, I'm going to put a little bit across as well. Okay, just across there. And you can see there's really not a lot there. I'm going to place that on and just make sure that it's inside my card. So I'm just going to squidge it over a bit. Another reason why I like using Tombow, because you can move it. Okay, so don't press too hard, but just gently. Okay, and leave that to set a minute. So while that's setting, before we start messing about with it, I'm going to show you how to make the shaker bits. So I have already made the shaker bits. What I've done is used a punch. You can use sequins, tiny seed beads, bits of card that you've kept, you know, if you've punched out a load of tiny little balloons or something like that, you can use those as well. For this, I've just used some circles. So I've just picked out some of the colours that are in the card, and I'm just using those. I'm also going to do a few red bits as well. So let me get a piece of red card. Just because I want it to all tie in together. So probably about 10 or 12 of each one. 4, 5, 6. This is quite therapeutic. You can make pots of this while you're sitting watching the telly. And yes, I have wasted loads of cards. Look, look. But it's a good feeling. Okay. I've also got some silver in there, although there's no silver in my card because it will give a bit of bling. The only thing with the silver is it's one-sided, so you need to look where you're going to put that in a minute. So I've got a good mix of different colours, and they are going to be my sprinkles. So bring this back in because that should be set enough for us to use. Stampin'Up do these adhesive strips, okay? They're like 3D foam, but they're in strips. And what we're going to use is some of those to frame our letters. So you just peel one off, okay, like so. It's just like that. And sticky side down, what you need to do is put it near to the letters without it being seen. So you can't see it on that side, but it's very close to the letters there. The reason that you do that is so that when you are doing your sprinkles inside, the sprinkles are seen. If you've got a big gap down the edge, all of the sprinkles go over to one side and you wouldn't see them. So for instance, on this side, I could put it there, but there's going to be a big gap there where the sprinkles wouldn't be seen. So I'm going to put it right close to the letters. But what I'm also doing, I'll just put it on because I can't think and talk, is making sure it joins up so no sprinkles can escape. Okay, so that's there. So that used slightly less than one, doing it along the top and down the side. So I'm just going to get another one, and then we should be set. So I'm going to turn it round so that I can show you what I'm doing. So that is going to go along there to there. Okay, and again I'm just going to trim it off with my scissors, and then I've got one more piece to go up there. So that is going to go there, and just making sure that that's over a bit. Actually might move it even more closer because it's on acetate, you've got a bit of room. That's it. So I've moved it even closer. Oh, but left a gap. Ta-da! Let's close that gap. Didn't mean to leave a gap there. I was concentrating on something else. Okay, so that is that done. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is put the silver ones on first, but to put them upside down so that if I was looking through from the front, I would see it. Okay. Oh, there's a silver one. Make sure that's shiny side down. Put that one there. So I've literally just punched lots of colours out that are in the rest of the paper. So it's good for using up your scraps. I don't know if there's too many sprinkles. Let's have a look. I think it'll be alright. Okay, put some more. This is why when I said about the letters, you could use the letters in there. You'd have to use a different colour because it wouldn't, if I put the pool party colours in, you wouldn't even notice it. But if you've die cut a lot of different cards, you may well have different colours. So the next bit of the shaker card is to put a backing on that. Now this is going to be what's seen through the letters. What I mean by that is, can you see on this card you can see the sun paper, and that's in the back. So you don't want a really vibrant patterned paper because you're not going to see it, okay? So what I'm going to do, I've already die cut a piece of the clouds, and I'm going to put that on, okay? So this is exactly the same size as the other piece. So it was 3 5/8 by 5 5/8. I'm just taking off the backing for the sticky strips. So now I need to match this to this. And I am going to bring it over towards me so I can see what I'm doing. I don't want it to overhang. Like so. Okay. Oh look, I left one. Will I be able to get it in? Do you know what? It's not worth it for one. So that's squeezed. Let's turn it over and see. So you can see all the sprinkles, you can see the silver ones, and the clouds behind you can just see. Okay, so that's that. Now, what I need to do is put this onto here, but to make it extra strong, I am going to be using a bit of red card on the back of here, and also so that it closes it in as well. So a piece of red card. Let's have a look. Oh, so I'm going to do that ever so slightly. Is that going to be? Yeah. I'm going to do it slightly bigger. So this was 3 5/8. So I'm going to do this one 3 3/4. Okay. So 3 3/4. So it's an 1/8 bigger. And this was 5. So this will 5 5/8. So this is going to do 5 6/8, which is 5 3/4. And before I glue anything down, let's have a look. So that will go on there. Can you see it just frames it? And then that will go on there. And you can just see the edge of the card. Yeah, okay. So we're going to put some glue all over this. All over the whole thing, because that's a sealed unit now. Okay. Turn that over. Stick that on. And just make sure there's a border all the way around and you're happy with it. Okay. And then this gets put on the front of the card here. So we are going to put some glue on half of this. Just on half. You know it goes right down the bottom. I'm going to fold that down. Make sure that is where you want it to be, just like so. And then you can open it out and just make sure that it's in the place you want it to be before it sets. So that's going to be like that. Okay, so we're nearly there. Now, how did I do the high so that it stands out? So I have die cut 3 letters, or 3 H's, and 3 I's. But to make my life even easier, because I'm going to be sticking these together, I have used some of the adhesive strip that Stampin' Up does. Because I tend to do this a lot, I've got pieces of card already pre-stuck with the adhesive strips, so that I don't have to rush off and try and find a teeny tiny bit, and then every time I want some letters there's already some done. And I've got it in most colours, and I just keep it in a separate folder. So the H, the adhesive strips basically turn it into a sticker. So what I'm going to do is peel off the back, and I'm going to stick one H on top of another, just like so, and then do that again. I've done it 3, so 3 thickness, okay, just on top of that, like so, and then I peel off the bottom one, and this is just going to slot in there, and it just makes it pop off the page. Repeat it exactly the same with the next one, with the eye, and just layer that on top, and layer it on top again, and we are nearly there. Okay. So that is the eye. Peel off the back piece. You could do this just on a card without having the shaker. If you just die cut lots of these out of your, with the adhesive strip on the back, you end up with lots of stickers, alphabet stickers. Okay, and that just fits in there, like so. Okay, so that's the high, so that's that bit done. And the inside, so the inside is the last bit. We're going to use this hexagon, heartfelt hexagon. Okay, so we've got a nice piece of card, and I'm going to do the edging first. So there is a stamp that has got like a border and dots. So I'm going to lay that down just like that, without messing about with it too much. Pick it up on my block, and then I'm going to use some ink. Now I've used Pool Party, which is a lot darker than the colour that I've used, but that's fine because I want it to stand out in the inside of the card. So that's my Pool Party frame. Isn't it lovely how it comes out with a border and then some dots? And then I'm using the sentiment from the Heartfelt Hexagons that says, I hope your days filled with joy. I'm going to turn to a lighter ink. So this time I've gone with Lost Lagoon, because Pool Party is not a strong enough colour for me for the inside. So I'm going to turn that sideways, because I really want it to pop off the page. Okay, so there's that. And then I've got this lovely punch. It comes as a bundle for a really good price, £36 for a punch and a stamp set. And the stamp set really has got everything you need. It's got sympathy, cake, hugs, filled with joy, and even a Mr. and Mrs. So perfect set. Oh, I need to trim that down a little bit because I can't get close enough. Let's have a look. Okay, so you can just line that up really easily. A little bit over a bit. Oh, there. That punches that out. And that gives you the sentiment for the inside. Look at that. And I think we might be there. I actually think I like the vibrant one, the bright one, much more than the first one. But what do you think? Which one do you like? So that will just be hidden inside. There's just one thing I haven't got, which I need to go and find. So I put a little bit of a sticker from the Memories and More pack on this one. So I need to go and find something for this one. But yeah, that is it. Shaker card number 2. Ta-da! Which one is your favourite? I hope you give this a try. If you've liked what you've seen and you'd like to see some more videos, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. If you're in the UK and you'd like to shop with me, go to createdtheottaway.co.uk. Send me your makes and I will see you very soon. Goodbye.